Okay guys, so this is a modular pack. It's not a rucksack, but it's kind of a hybrid. And it also has a clamshell capability, which I really like. It allows you to access stuff without opening your pack up from the side. And also it has compartments, and I do like to compartmentalize. It just makes it easier to find everything in a really quick. So we'll just take you over a quick overview of the pack. You have a large utility pouch on the bottom. It's about 13 inches by about 6 by about, I don't know, 2 or 3, probably more like 3 on the bottom here. And then on the side here, you have a coat pouch, just a small pouch that you can put things in, like a schmuck or a light jacket, something like that. You have a equipment pouch right here that you can put in stuff, and then you have the main pouch right here. On the sides, you've got 2 pockets. Both of these pockets, by the way, are on each side and same dimensions. So this is 8 inches by about 6 by about 2. It holds a lot of stuff in there. They're wide enough, these pockets are wide enough that if you wanted to, you could put a rifle butt down in there, strap your rifle here, and carry a rifle that way if you chose to do that. On this side of the pouch, you have really nice straps here. This is all really good, well-stitched webbing on the pack. Very thick, comfortable straps. Even when I'm carrying this pack heavy, it's really comfortable. These work really well, and they've not compressed over time. And you also have a nice belt set up here. I like this belt, and I use it when the pack is heavy. But some people don't like belts, and that's no problem. It's slipped through this pocket here, and there's Velcro, and you can remove the belt if you don't want to carry the belt. So that's no problem at all. It's a semi-rigid pack, so you don't need a frame on this pack. It's pretty rigid all by itself. In the back here, there's a pouch, nice pouch. You can slip in a pistol if you want, or hydration pack. I keep a couple of mosquito nets in there, one for me, one for my wife, and I'd just rather be comfortable. I'm from Florida. I grew up in Florida. I have no problem with mosquitoes, but I'm telling you, if you can keep them off your face, that's a lot better than not. Over on this side, you see the other pouch, same size as the other side, and we'll be looking at those in more detail. You have the standard openings for your hydration pack, should you choose to do that. And I don't really often use a hydration pack. Sometimes I use it on a day hike, but usually when I'm going out on a big excursion, I don't take a hydration pack. So on the top here, I've got a trauma pouch. It's my first aid trauma pouch. And I did a review on this pouch right here. It's just a Condor utility pouch. Works really well. You can see I have plenty of room in there to put more stuff. And that's really the case with this whole pack here. You've got MOLLE throughout. This is durable MOLLE. I've loaded this down. Never had any rips or anything in it. It's held up very well. It's genuine acrylic multicam, so that's a decision I made I don't make enough money to have 10 different packs, and so I went for concealment rather than the Gray Man. I think the Gray Man's overplayed, but as we go through this pack, I'll show you I have that ability to convert this to a black pack, and I do that with a little rain covering that goes over the whole pack. The whole pack is concealed, it's black, and the only thing that you can see that is multicam is the stripes. So I can take a lower profile if I choose to do that just by putting a rain cover on the pack. So let's get into the pack. This utility pouch right here. Open that up. In here, I've got a really good trauma kit up here, but I don't think you can have enough of these things. This is an H bandage that I keep. This is a sewing kit, and I got my first sewing kit when I was went into the Marine Corps, and continued carrying sewing kits after I got out of the Marine Corps, because if you ever need a sewing kit and you don't have one, you know why it makes sense to carry one. This is just extra medical stuff here. I don't think you can have enough medical stuff. If you're talking about a grid down, oh, it's so bad I got to leave my house and go to Aunt Jenny's or Uncle Phil's, you're liable to either hurt yourself just hiking, which happens normally, or maybe get into some trouble. And so that's one of the philosophies with my my get out bag. I carry a little bit more medical stuff on it, because I just can't see you not getting hurt in that situation. But this stuff is the hospital tape. It's very sticky and adheres to almost anything in any condition. And I've not tried this in the snow, but in other conditions, in rainy conditions, muddy conditions, you know, it works really well. Sandy conditions, it works really well. And it's really a preferred tape. So mostly I just kind of have personal hygiene stuff in here, but I've got a little liquid bandage. This stuff is just great. It'll take care of most of your problems without having to worry about stitching it up. I got a little extra lighter in there. I got plenty of fire in this pouch. One of the things I like to carry with me, I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever been in the woods and had a tooth problem, a little bit of Ambisol goes a long way to make it a little more comfortable for you. And so I always carry a little bit of Ambisol with me in little packs that I carry and get out. Down here I've got a triangular bandage, my toothbrush. This is really neat, and this goes to a little different philosophy I have on bug out packs. A lot of them are just basic, but I have this little torch in here. These things just work great. Plug it up and you've got fire there. Nice fire. So these little torches come in handy for a lot of things, and it's not only just for starting fires, especially like in the winter. A lot of times locks will be frozen up, and it'll help you unfreeze a lock to get into something. But it's a surefire fire starter in any weather, and they're really handy to have. They're also inexpensive. That's my boo-boo pack right there. Right here. It's always good if you're going out. Even in my day packs, I carry antihistamine and Pepto-Bismol. If you're bugging out and you get diarrhea, the Pepto-Bismol, they'll take care of that. There's Cipicol in there, some gauze bandages, different stuff like that. I carry a brand new pack of face mask in here. I'm not worried about COVID, but remember 9/11, right? So maybe it'll be really dusty conditions, perhaps fire, smoke, and it's just handy to have something like that. I carry these little clips. They're very strong. They're just utility clips that you can use. But when you're camping, these things come in really handy. This is a 250-pound capacity link here, as well as this hook. So you can rig these up and make a pulley. So oftentimes we're really not thinking about what if, and you may have to lower your pack, or perhaps another person, perhaps other gear like your rifles down a ravine to get away or to access somewhere. And having a little pulley system that'll really help, and that's what these little things will do. Are they perfect? Are they 1,500-pound pulley systems? No, they're not. And you know, that's it's just an added benefit to have something like that. The rest of this stuff is just hygiene stuff. So we'll move on to the outer pouches now. Have a little outer pouch here. One thing you're going to notice as I go through this pack, guys, is it's not full. See all the room I have in here? I have plenty of room to add stuff if I need to. But that's one of the things you don't want to do on a pack like this. If you're talking about bugging out and you're talking about hiking long distances, up and down hills, maybe through ravines. The country I live in, it's all up and down and rocky and all kinds of streams, and you're going to go up and down hills where I live. So you don't want to fill this pack up just because you have the room. That's a guiding principle with packing. You know, just because you have the room doesn't mean you need to take it. So I keep a couple of these in here. They're just really handy. When you get to your campsite, hang something up. You can use these to dry clothes with. I don't think a lot of guys think about that, but I've had all my clothes wet and had to dry them out. And I just use these little straps. I string them across and hang my clothes up, and you got a clothesline. Just a bandana there, orange, in case I need to flag somebody. And I love these. These are adult wipes, but mainly I use baby wipes. And man, I'm telling you, these things are some of the best things you could buy for bugging out, for packing to go, you know, camping and hunting, those type of things. They just really come in handy. I keep tie ties in here. These are these little ties. They're plastic and very strong. You just slip it through like that, and you can make a lock on something. So little ones are good to make a fast, put a spear together. I use these things inside my shelter. I just stick it through part of a piece of wood in my shelter and loop it, and now I can hook my flashlight to it or whatever I want to. And they just come in handy. So I have those in there. We'll look at the other pack, the other side. You see my knife here. I don't think it really matters what kind of knife you have. This is a cold steel K-bar. I really like this knife. It's an improved K-bar. The grip on it is really soft. You don't feel vibrations if you're batoning through wood with these things. And this is just a basic good utility design with a K-bar. And again, I don't think it really matters what you use. This is full tang. You can see right there, it's full tang. But that's all you need. The other thing I like about these cold steel knives is the sheath is thermoplastic. It's going to drain water. A lot of lashing points. I don't normally keep my knife here. That's just for storage. I usually put it on my belt when I start hiking. But you could also just lash this to your pack or whatever you want to do. This is just one of those water keys. I need to secure this, but actually it's kind of hard to get out of there. And this is a key you turn water on. A lot of people don't realize it, but you can't just go to a convenience store and grab water anymore. They got special key locks on them. And this will work to open the faucet so that you could use it to access water on places that are just being idiots. So I just got a little quick energy right there. I keep my Leatherman right up front in case I need it. The thing about a Leatherman, they just come in handy. If you're traversing multiple trains, you never know what you're going to run up into. I can cut barbed wire with this if I'm crossing the fence and I need to get through some barbed wire or something. And any number of other things you can do with the Leatherman multi-tool. I don't have to explain that to you guys. This is a flashlight. I don't think it matters what kind of flashlight you have as long as you have a good one. I have multiple flashlights in the pack. I think that's important. Redundancy in the flashlight. The thing I like about this flashlight is it's rechargeable. It has a very, very bright light on it, and it has real easy to set the setting with a push button here. It's kind of computerized. And so I've used these lights for a long time, for years, 5-6 years at least, and they work really well. The only thing is this one doesn't have the tactical push button. So if you're that kind of guy who wants that tactical push button, this is not the light for you. It's a true night light, but it works well for me. I'd really prefer to have a tactical button, but it is what it is. I always carry, I have a lot of these life straws. I carry them in all my kits. I've used them. They work well. They're very light. And you can get water out of a mud puddle with one of these things. And if you're on the go, this is a quick, easy way to access water. I carry small, these are hunting binoculars from Tesco. They're 10 by 25. They're what I use when I go hunting. They work great, and I think it's worth the wait. These are very lightweight, by the way, and I think it's worth the wait to have the ability to look out beyond your immediate area to see what you're heading into. And if you're bugging out and you have to walk out, I don't think you should assume that you're not going to have any trouble. I would assume the other way. And I would scout ahead and plot my course according to that. Even law enforcement. So a lot of people don't realize this, but oftentimes all law enforcement will prevent you from leaving a city in the event to try to maintain order. And so they're not always your friend. And you may want to, avoid law enforcement or bad guys, whatever. And that's what I have in these pouches. Not a whole lot. Over here is the first side pouch. This is your little coat pouch. You can put stuff in here. The stuff I have in here, I have the rain jacket for the pack. It's black. Like I said, if I want to go incognito, I just cover my pack up. But if I need to hide my pack, it's going to be easier to hide with it being multicam, and that's the reason why I went with that way. These gloves here are kind of inexpensive gloves, kind of like mechanic gloves. But these gloves work really well. I use them and they last me around 5-6 months. With the leather, these are genuine leather palms on them, and of course nylon on the back, but they work really well, and I like them. So this is just a little pouch. This is one of the things I think people miss in their gear is extra pouches. So this is just a military stake pouch. It's a tent stake pouch. It's quite large. But when you get stopping for the evening, if you want to gather mushrooms or berries or whatever and stick in there, you could be sticking, maybe you go out and get some tinder, you got something to put it in. Besides that, this is a heavy nylon, so I can cut it up and I can use it to repair my pack, my shoes, my clothing, whatever. And it's just extra ability for me to take care of problems that I have. Extra glasses. I could probably find something a little better than this to put in the glasses, but this is very strong, and the last thing I need to do is have my spare glasses damaged. And then I keep a schmog in there, and there's enough videos on them telling you how good they are. So that's what's in that pouch right there. Okay, I'm just going to mention this real quick. Before the video, you saw me disconnect this. Usually this is empty. Inside of this, I have the tablets, purification tablets, so I don't have to look around for them. They're right with my water. And that's actually what I use this for, is to put extra water for when I'm hiking and keep it close. But you can move this to the inside of the pack if you wanted to. If I wanted to be really quiet, I definitely would do that. I would silence my pack, but for all intents and purposes, when I'm hiking, I just leave it on the outside and fill it up when I get to where I'm at. And those life straws will help you get water from almost anywhere, so you don't have to worry about carrying a lot of water. Look at this secondary pouch right here. So I just have a little gum handy. That's always helpful. This is a Sawyer kit right here for water, and I don't really need this in my bug out kit. But as you see, as we go along, one of my thoughts is if stuff's falling apart where I live and I have to get out of there, it may not be much better where I'm going. If I'm going over to Aunt Jenny's or Uncle Phil's, Billy Bob's, you know, they may not have water, they may not have electricity, their place may not even be standing when I get there. And so I built in a little extra redundancy just in case. And so that's why I have that right here. This little thing is a battery charger, and so I have a 10,000 milliamp battery charger, or 30,000 milliamp battery charger, and a battery pack, and I have the ability to charge batteries, and so I can recharge my batteries with my battery pack. That battery pack is solar powered. I know it takes forever to get back up, but it's better than nothing. If you don't have any power, you're going to be looking to have it. Some more wipes. I keep, you know, the infamous poncho liner. These things are great if you're packing and you're out in the rain. You put this thing on, it'll cover your pack and keep your pack from getting soaking wet. Besides the shelter applications that this offers. I have other shelter means. I'm not, didn't mean for this pack to be ultralight. I'm not worried about it. It's a manageable weight, and this is just redundancy for me. And I've been there, I've done that, slept in a shelter house, and yeah, you just get wet and you're miserable. So this is just a refill for that butane torch I showed you at the beginning. And that torch will last a long time. Don't need to have this. But again, I don't know what the conditions are going to be where I'm getting to. And so it just gives me a little more capability. And it's 2 ounces, and so I carry it. I also could use that as a in self-defense if I need to. Let's put it that way. I've got some bigger ties here, and those, like I said, come in handy for all kinds of things. And another thing I keep, I don't know whether you guys ever thought about this, but these little twisty ties, they're metal, and they just come in handy to do stuff, you know, to seal stuff off. And they don't weigh anything. You just stick them somewhere in your pack, but they really come in handy. You can use these to help make a trap if you need to tie 2 pieces of wood together, whatever. I use them all the time on different things. So I've got pins in here. I keep a couple Arkansas stones. These things don't even weigh an ounce. They're real tiny. You can see that's my finger compared to it. And there's a soft one and a hard one. This is a hard one. And it's how I sharpen my knives. Arkansas stones just do a really good job. And I like using them. Keep my compass right here. Of course, this is for storage, so if I grab this pack and I had to trek, this compass would just go around my neck on me. I'd have it close by and I'd be using it. But so this is just for storage. That I put it down in there. And there's some map accessories. And here I just have, maybe I have to ford a river. I've done that in the past, and nowadays, in the old days when I had forded rivers, I didn't have a cell phone. We didn't have those things back in those days. Now we do. So these work really good. You can get them from a bunch of different places, but you know, just in case I got to protect my cell phone, I'm going to do that. I got a little hygiene kit here. This is something guys don't think about, but if you ever been in, spend a couple weeks in the woods, your fingernails get dirty. It really aggravates you. All kinds of crap get underneath your fingernails, and it's really important to keep your hygiene up out in the wild. And I got one more thing in here. Let's see. So I got a halo bandage. You can fold these up, but I prefer to kind of keep it unfolded up. That's why I keep it in here. These things are used for chest wounds. So you've punctured your lung and you use this to seal that. These things will absolutely save somebody's life, and it can save your life too. And that goes with my be prepared, you know, for medical emergencies, that kind of thing. And now we're ready for the main compartment. Oh, before I sign off there, this is the only hole I've got in this pouch right here. It's a little tiny tear out of 14 years. It's in the little coat space here. And I'm not real worried about that, but I'll sew it up eventually and keep using this pack. There's nothing wrong with it. That's really the only, besides some blemishes, that's really the only thing that's wrong with this pack after almost 14 years. Just phenomenal pack. I couldn't recommend that pack enough. Okay, at this point, I'd just like to say a couple things. I bought this pack around 2006, 2007. I've taken at least a couple trips into the woods a year, long trips, and then probably 10 other kind of camping, hiking type of trips that I take. I don't always take this pack. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It all depends on what I'm trying to accomplish, but I've used this pack quite a bit over 14 years. When I bought this pack, they're way more expensive packs. So with the modularity of this pack, the strength of this pack, how it's double sewed, Y2K zippers, strong straps, cross-stitched straps. Never had a problem with the strap, by the way, on this pack. I bought this pack with the Cry multicam for $136 way back when. You can buy this pack today for $156. So if you like the pack and you don't like the multicam, there's different color options available. They have black, they have brown, they have green, different options. But those only cost around $97, and I don't think you can get a pack that has a 50-liter capacity, with the modularity of this pack, the strength of it, the durability of it, for that price anywhere else. And so if you wanted to better that, you just buy a military 3-day assault pack for $40-50 from a Army-Navy store of some type. And you're going to have a pack that has similar capabilities to this. The military models are more of a ruck design, less compartmentalized, and I like the compartments. And so that's your option. This pack has held up well. You know, it's a dollar cost thing, right? So could I get a pack that would be in better shape and last longer? Yeah, you know, they're $300 to $600 if you want to go that route. I know that I'm not out in the woods every weekend, and I don't need that kind of durability. And so if you're a sometimes guy going out there to do adventures and you don't need that $600 pack, these are great options for you. I've got a bunch of different kinds of packs, but I really like this pack, and I was hoping that it would hold up when I bought it, and it has. And the only real downside of this pack, I've seen it in videos before, but guys complain that these zippers will get caught in the covers. The covers aren't long enough, and so that is true. All I do is I put my finger down there in front of the zipper, and I close it like that, and I don't have any problem. And so that's one of the downsides of this pack, is these little flaps do get in the way and can get caught in your zippers. But I really don't have any problem controlling it. And so let's look at the main compartment now. And it's clamshell, so you can get into it from the side. You can open it all the way. And I like that aspect of the pack. Let's move her around here. Let's see what you guys are seeing. Okay. And so it's a pretty big compartment in here. And then on the pack side of it, you have some netting compartments. And I don't have a whole lot of stuff in there. Right here I have larger ties, which come in handy for all kinds of things. But you could actually use these as handcuffs if you had to. And I keep a couple of heavy mil, 5 mil contractor bags in here in case I need them. These tins are great. I bought them off of Amazon. I have a bunch of different kinds, but I have salt and pepper in here, and that's all I got in that pouch right there. And this pouch is kind of light here too. I've got a B-net. That's predominantly what I would use at night in the summer, because it's just not that cold. And emergency blanket in there that I really don't need. But I have a bunch of these packets. I'd recommend you guys putting something like this in it. So this is Crystal Light, and it's going to give you an electrolyte boost and make that muddy creek water taste a whole lot better. So I also have coffee in here, little coffee Folgers packs. It's not the best, but you know what? It's kind of nice when you're stressed. Maybe you've seen some violence. Maybe you have an injury, and that coffee is going to be a real big boost to your psyche. And so that's why I have a little bit of coffee in there. I also have 2 bags in here, old MRE bags. So they're a heavy plastic bag, and those are good to put water in and have additional water storage. Maybe you want to clean up in the morning or whatever. They're just kind of handy to have. They don't weigh anything. They don't take any room up. So in the main pack, I carry extra rope. Ideally, this would be climber's rope. Climber's rope's expensive. I haven't picked any up yet. This is just hunting rope. It has a 100-pound capacity, but it's 100 feet of it. So this is enough to get my pack, my weapons, if I had them on me, down a ravine or something. help other people to traverse the ravine without falling. If you double this up, it's going to be 200-pound capacity. It's adequate. It's all you need to get down small areas if you're not going to do repellent. I would say I'd rather have climbing rope in here, and that's what I'd recommend that you guys get, but some kind of rope to help you traverse really hard places to get through, and you just never have enough cordage. And again, I'm looking more at a long term rather than a 2-day overnight thing on my bug out bag. This is a sustainment pouch. I did a video on these. They're on the YouTube. A lot of guys have done videos on them. These things are like the best thing that man has ever invented. These pouches are just awesome. They're rugged, they're durable, they're lightweight. You can ball them up. They don't take any room, and yet there's a really good capacity on this bag. If you look down inside there, and you can see how far my arm goes up in it. And one of the things in my life that I found when I was out in the woods is you go out there, you have your backpack, and you forget to take anything with you to put things in. So I can put wood in here, I could put tinder in here, I could put berries and mushrooms in here. I've just got an extra bag to put things in. It has straps on it. I could strap it to the pack. I could put a strap on it, which I have an extra strap in here for this. And so having something like this just really helps you out. And again, you can cut this material up and use it for repair if you had to. So it gives you some added abilities. I carry this is a bivvy, military bivvy. I don't think you could get better than this. You definitely could get lighter, but I don't think you can get better. These things just work great, and soldiers swear by them. I used to be in the Marine Corps, and I used a bivvy like this. Not the same color, but they just work really well, and it's really all you need. You don't. The reason I carry this is maybe I'm sleeping on a hill and I can't put a shelter up, and so I can crawl into this bivvy and stay concealed, stay warm, and stay dry. And so it really is a force multiplier if you're packing out and you decide you don't want to build a shelter. If you want to stay incognito, these really help to do that. It's also quick and easy to pack up. You just roll this thing up, throw it in your pack, and you're on your way. So maybe you have to leave in a hurry somewhere. This is just an air mattress. I'm not really big into products in which you should buy. I think most people can decide what's good for them. I like carrying an airbag. I'm 63, but I've been carrying these for a while now, and it's just a lot more comfortable than sleeping on the rocks. If you want to be Tarzan and sleep under the shelter half on the rocks, go for it. I'm happy for you, but I like to stay comfortable, so I keep a blow-up bag there. This is just a nylon bag that was a laundry bag, and so it's kind of a net mesh laundry bag, and I cut it up, and what I use this for is it's a force multiplier for me, so I can put weights on the end of this, and I can use it as a cast net. I can stake it out and use it as a stationary net to catch fish. I can use it to trap other prey, and it's just another very lightweight, easy to use option. I'm going to show that to you, by the way. So that's all it is. Just net mesh. Very lightweight, but you can make a good trap with this mesh, and doesn't take any room in your pack, and just really help you out trying to gather food. I keep a couple MREs. Again, as long as you have food in your bug out bag, that's great. I use the MREs because there's a lot of cool stuff in here. I haven't field stripped these on purpose. The pack is not that heavy. It's not 100 pounds. You know, military guys would be like, field strip this, ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain. The pack is not that heavy. And so I like all the little things that are in these. And again, it's can provide a lot of comfort to you. And these things provide about 3,000 calories a day. So, you know, I can use that over a couple day period of time too. I carry 2 of those in there. This pack right here is all the 550 cordage, pretty strong for my shelter. And my preferred shelter is just a tarp. It's a lightweight 10 by 10 tarp, but it's not, it's durable enough that it's not going to get burn holes in it and not going to get holes from rocks and things like that. And so it's just a lightweight 10 by 10 tarp. Again, the reason I go with something like this is I've done the minimalistic thing, and it's just a whole lot better to be comfortable at night, especially in inclement weather, if it's cold or if it's rainy. This 10 by 10 tarp allows me to just seal up completely, and I don't wake up kind of wet in the morning from sleeping underneath a poncho. And this weighs about 1.5 pounds, so it's not really heavy. Let's see, I carry a little bit of duct tape, standard stuff. These are extra straps, and I can use these straps to strap something to the bottom of my pack if I decided to take my sleeping bag, or if I find stuff along the way that I may want to take, or if I need to carry somebody else's gears because they're injured. I've got these straps. If I don't do that, it's just kind of handy to have extra straps. One of my straps on my pack may break, and I can fix it with these right here. And also, it's just kind of nice to have. Here's another one. This is more of a lighter duty strap, but I use this strap to put my pack up on a tree when I stop. And so it's just quick and easy. I carry, this is number 36 bank line. I don't think you can ever have enough cordage. It's one of the things, if you camp a lot, you're always out there saying, man, I wish I had something to put this up with or something to tie this up with. Bank line is wrapped like 550 cord. You can take it apart. This is 3 strands. 550 cord, of course, is 7 strand, but you know, you can take this apart, use it for fishing line if you had to sew something up. And it's 45 yards. So this weighs about 2-3 ounces. And why not have this with you? One of the things I think about is when I get to my location, you know, maybe that location is not optimum. Maybe they don't have power. Maybe they don't have water. Maybe even the shelter won't be any good there for whatever reason. And so that's what I'm thinking about with the philosophy of this pack. The bigger shelter gives me a little better shelter if things aren't good on the other end. This is just fat wood. This is enough fat wood probably to last 6 months, just these 2 pieces. But fat wood's one of the best things you could use to start a fire with. It's flammable even in the rain. You just shave off a little bit to help start the fire. This right here, I've shown this before. This is a little survival kit. So in my pack, this is my meal kit. How I would cook my meals is inside here. I'm not going to go through it. I've got a separate video on this you could watch. But there's a lot of redundant things in this that are already in this pack. And the idea is I can drop my heavy pack. I can put this on and I can have enough survival gear on me. If I had to flee, I just wouldn't get caught with my pants down. This is fairly lightweight. It weighs a couple pounds. They're durable. These are container pouches that you put a container in. But I've got a mess kit in there and some medical supplies. Basically, your 10 C's is in this pouch right here. And that's all I've got, guys. Again, my thinking with the bug out pack, whatever is good for you, right? For me, this is good. And I could go lighter, and I have at times. This pack has been as light as 24 pounds. It weighs 34 in the configuration I just showed you with everything in it. But I've got plenty of room in this pack to add stuff. So if I had to, I could throw food in here real quick, or I can throw in some extra ammo or whatever I want. There's still plenty of room in this pack, and it's not too heavy that it prevent me from packing out. For me, 35 pounds is really good weight. It wears on me a little bit, but I can hike a pretty long distance with a 35-pound pack. But you can make it lighter. I'm just thinking, you know, at the end of the day, when I get to my destination, I want a little more capability than one of those little tiny 17-liter packs with plastic bivvies and stuff in it. And so I want to be prepared that maybe, you know, maybe one of these guys who have a bug out place. You got a little cabin somewhere on some property, and you get there, and there's four or more guys with ARs. Are you going to go up and knock on that door and say, "Hey, get out of my cabin"? Maybe, but that's probably not the best idea. And so if I do that, I'm gonna disappear, and maybe they'll leave. Maybe I can catch them one-on-one and take care of that problem. But I'm not going to go against four guys with ARs alone, and that doesn't make a lot of sense. And so a pack like this just gives you some options in case things don't work out exactly the way you think they're going to work out. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Remember, you'll know the truth will set you free, and I really appreciate you guys for watching.